Hello everyone and welcome to this very special Christmas edition of the Money Man. Now before I start this video, I would like to take this opportunity to wish you a very Merry Christmas. I know 2020 has been a bit of a hard year for everyone. Hopefully 2021 will be much better. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Now let's get right into today's video. Here we go. Okay everybody, so for this Money Man Christmas special, I'm actually going to be talking about something that you probably didn't expect. That's right, I'm going to be talking about Pokemon cards. Now, before you click off the video and think, oh, what a waste of time, this guy's supposed to be doing banknotes, I'm here for banknotes. Well, there are some banknotes coming at the end, I promise you, and there is a theme in this video that connects to banknotes that I think is kind of important to talk about. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you some cards that I've kept hidden away in a drawer for quite a long time. I collected these as a kid and I would love to know what you think of them. Most of them are not rare, but I think one or two of them might be, well, they might have potential. Okay, so I really liked the base set of Pokemon cards. I started collecting Pokemon cards as soon as they started releasing them, and I absolutely loved them. But when they started releasing the Gym Leaders series of Pokemon cards, then I seriously got very, very into it because I loved the artwork in the Gym Leaders series. I thought it was much better than the base series. And I picked them up and I've held on to them ever since. And I never played the trading card game. I never really bothered swapping them with friends unless I had duplicates. So I just kept them in the drawer and they're in pretty damn good condition. So yeah, let's have a look at some cool Pokemon cards. Hopefully you'll find this quite interesting. And do let me know in the comment section if you spy a card that you think has got some potential, because I am thinking about selling these on in the near future and getting some of them graded. So, like I said, these are from the Gym Leaders series, and I think that's indicated by this sort of little gym stadium symbol right here. And a lot of these cards are not particularly rare. They were printed in large quantities, but they are interesting nonetheless. And then we'll get to the cool ones later, and then we'll get to the banknotes. Okay, so do stick around. So first one, Koga's Wheezing. So interesting. Never really cared for this Pokemon. It was one of those that I thought looked kind of cool, but was actually weak. And I'm talking about it in terms of the cards and the games that I used to play on the Game Boy. Like Pokemon Red and Blue, Pokemon Silver, games like that. Okay, Brock's Vulpix. Love the artwork on this. Really, really nice. I remember at one point I did have the Ninetales, the shiny Ninetales, but I have no idea what happened to it. Couldn't find it recently when I had a dig around when I was back in England. Couldn't find it, so I don't know what happened to that card. But there we go. Rocket's Snorlax. Now this is a star card, but not a shiny. But I always thought it was cool that, like, even though Team Rocket weren't gym leaders in essence, they still got cards of their own in this. Very, very nice. Very interesting. Okay, Sabrina's Venomoth. Again, another star card, but again, there's nothing special about this. Weak as well. I always thought these sort of poison leaf Pokemon were rather pathetic. And I was always slightly disappointed to see that green edging when I opened a pack. I'm like, oh, not another leaf Pokemon. But there we go. Now, Lieutenant Surge's Voltorb. Interesting. Now, what I like about this series, I'm going to drop these for a second. I'm going to show you these two cards together. What I loved about these series is they had different iterations of the same Pokemon. For different gym leaders. I thought that was really, really cool. So you've got two Voltorbs, one slightly stronger with his 50 HP, and then you've got this 40 HP one. And I really, really loved that. I thought that was a really interesting thing, because it just gave you more cards to collect. So that was one aspect of this series that I found interesting, and I believe that they carried it on into later series. If you look at the more recent, newer versions of the Pokemon cards that they've released, you've got multiple different versions of the same Pokemon. Which is kind of cool. So there we go. So two Voltorbs there. And I always liked Lieutenant Surge. He was my favourite gym leader. Although the portrait of him makes him look like a bit of a goofball. But there we go. He was always my favourite gym leader. Now the next one, Giovanni's Machop. Now Giovanni's kind of cool because he was like the corporate douchebag behind Team Rocket, right? If I remember correctly. So yeah, obviously he had sort of like the dark Pokemon and stuff like that. So yeah, there we go. Okay, we've got another Giovanni's card, Giovanni's Nidoran. So there we go. Brock's Sandshrew. Now again, I've got two iterations of the same Pokemon here. You can see, really, really nice. I love the artwork on this one. It's sort of, it looks a little bit sad. Sort of a little bit melancholy. I don't know what's going on there, but it's interesting nonetheless. So really, really cool. Love these two cards. Again, they're not rare. They're just fun. This is just a bit of a fun video. That's all we're doing. Something different. Mix things up again. Brock's Sandslash. I like this card. You can see that Sandslash has got a bit of a job on the side, harvesting corn or wheat or whatever. Yeah, it's good to see some of these Pokemon pulling their weight for once. So there we go. Okay, we've got Misty Staryu. Erica's Oddish, another pathetic Pokemon that's utterly useless. Lieutenant Surge's Rattata. We're getting to the bottom of the barrel here. Koga's Coughing. Erica's Tangela, another useless Pokemon. I mean, Vine Slap. I think you'd be more insulted rather than hurt if you got attacked by this Pokemon. Erica's Weeping Bell. Again, it's just a plant. Lieutenant Surge's Electrode. Kind of nice. Erica's Paris. It's quite a nice card, but another pathetic Pokemon. Blaine's Charmander. Now, I'm sure Blaine's Charizard is pretty desirable, but unfortunately I do not have that. And another useless Pokemon, Lieutenant Surge's Spearow. And a Misty Starmie. Okay, so quite nice. Now, I've got some other cards, but before I show you those, let me show you one more from the Gym Leaders series. The only shiny that I seem to have managed to keep hold of, which is this one, Misty's Tentacruel. And it's quite a nice card. There is a slight bit of damage on the edge, so the grade of this would not be very good. I would expect it to be around about a 3 or a 4 out of 10. At a guess, maybe a 5 if I was lucky. But again, I'm no real expert in these Pokemon card gradings. I'm just making guesses based on what I have seen. But I like the sort of shiny particle effect. It's very, very nice. But I don't care for the artwork. I mean, the Tentacruel, it's just a jellyfish. I mean, it's not great. It's 70 HP. So there's no potential for that there. Okay, now I'll show you some of the cards that I think are really quite cool. This is the artwork from the base set, but it is one of the second edition cards. I have no idea if that improves or limits its rarity, but you can see it's a Nidoking. So yeah. A bit of a hair on it there. So yeah, so nice card, not rare at all, I don't think, not really worth much, but it gets better. Now this card I thought would be worth quite a bit, but I found out subsequently later that it's just not. This is an Ancient Mew card, and it was a promo card that was given to people that went to see the first Pokemon movie. So I remember getting this from Blackburn Cinema when I got there, and I remember that when we lined up for the movie, we were one of the last few groups of kids to actually get the card because they ran out. So, you know, I had always held on to it, and I thought, after digging it out of my drawer, I thought, oh, this is going to be worth something. And actually, you can find them everywhere on eBay. Some of the higher graded ones do sell quite well for quite a bit of money, but I don't think this one is of high grade. But it looks great. Ancient Mew. It's a bit of nostalgia for me there. Great card. They really pulled out all the stops on the design. I think it's amazing. So there we go. Now these next two cards could have potential, particularly one of them. Now the first one is an Entei or Entei. I've never been quite sure how to pronounce this card. This is a promo card. I have a feeling this was connected to another one of the Pokemon movies. I can't remember how on earth I got this card. But it's quite interesting because obviously you've got the outside being shiny as opposed to the inside. And this was one of the legendary Pokemon of like the third series of Pokemon that they issued, or second, I can't remember. So it's a nice card, but I don't think it's worth that much. I did have a look on eBay, and it doesn't seem to be that much interest. I mean, promo, okay, but I mean, a lot of these were printed apparently. So there we go. So this one, maybe in a high grade, it might get a little bit of money, but not that much. But the one on the reverse, I think, does have potential. Now, what I have here is a Typhlosion card. Now, I did pull this from a pack, and I remember when I pulled it because I was in Blackburn Market, and there was a little stall called Kang's, and they sold Pokemon cards. And I bought a pack, and I was opening it up, and two kids that were, a couple of years older than me. So one of them barged me, bumped into me, and he was like, "Oh, Pokemon cards are rubbish. Pokemon cards are for idiots," or something like that. Obviously, Pokemon cards were not cool by then. I remember pulling this card because obviously I was like super happy that I pulled out this card, and then I got chastised by these random chavs, and that obviously knocked my confidence a little bit at the time, and I was like, oh, maybe this is not cool anymore. But now I don't give a damn. So screw you guys. This might have some potential. So if those kids have grown up now and they're watching, well, let's see how well this does, because I think this might be worth a bit of money. Now, why is it worth a bit of money? Well, it's a promo card. Sorry, not a promo card, a first edition. Okay. Now I've got loads of these first edition cards, but this is the only shiny one I have. And I also have Cyndaquil and Quilava, so I've got all three of the evolutions of this Pokemon. It's different stages, stage 1, 2, and 3. And I don't know what these two stars symbolize, but it's this first edition thing. Now, I've looked online, and I've seen these sell for ridiculous amounts of money on eBay. So, if I can get this graded, and if I can get a 9 or a 10 out of it, I know it's wishful thinking, it could happen. This has got some real reselling potential. Now, don't be perturbed by the scratches. The scratches are actually on the protective case. They're not on the card. I dare not remove it from here. So there we go. So this one might have some potential. If you think it does, let me know in the comment section. I would love to know what this could potentially be worth, realistically. But I'm so glad I kept hold of it, because if eBay is an indication, and I mean eBay selling prices, not the stuff that people put up with ridiculous bid amounts. I'm talking about, the ones that have actually sold. If that's an indication of anything, this has got some potential. So there we go. Something a bit random for you. Now, what is the point of this video? Well, I think if you've got, a child in your family and they're looking for something to collect, I would not say collect Pokemon cards, because, the market can collapse at any time. If the interest in Pokemon cards falls off, they drop in value significantly. But I think banknotes are much more steady. Okay, they're not like gold, but I think they do have a steady value. Now, of course, there are fluctuations. If you think of like the Zimbabwean inflation dollar, they've gone from being utterly worthless to being bizarrely quite valuable in the collector community. So you do get random spikes and schisms. But I think banknotes are way cooler because you learn so much about history, politics, geography, culture. You learn all these different things through the medium of banknotes. So I think it's an incredibly important and interesting thing, and a really great thing for children to start off collecting. Now, what am I going to show you soon? Well, I got some banknotes given to me by my wife very recently. My beautiful wife gave me some wonderful banknotes, and I'm going to show you a sneak preview of what's coming very soon. So, here we've got a lovely 10 franc note. Yes, we're going to be looking at French banknotes. And French banknotes are in a league of their own because their designs are very unique and they're just absolutely exquisite. It's very, very sad that these were replaced by the hideous euro. So you can see I've got another 10 franc note. So my wife gifted these to me recently, and I absolutely love them. They're not part of the same set or series or anything. Now I do have to place my thumb kind of strategically here to cover up any nudity. I don't want YouTube striking this video because it's got art in it. But I have seen other YouTubers suffer the same fate for, putting ancient statues in their videos that have happened to have people not clothed, and they've been banned. Or the video has been taken down, so I don't want this to happen. So my thumb is saving me right here. Okay, another gorgeous banknote with this 100 franc note. Beautiful. These are beautiful. There's so much to talk about in these banknotes, so I cannot wait to do a video on these. And a PMG 66 of a 500 franc note. So there we go. And apparently the euro is progress. I do not think so at all. You guys probably know that I've ranted about this. I absolutely detest the euro for many reasons, but one of the main reasons is that it killed off so many absolutely exquisite European currencies, most notably the French franc and the Greek drachma, which I love those currencies so much. But anyway, that's my rant aside. So, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do join me for the next few videos which are coming up. I've got a little bit of time off, so I'm going to be creating much more content that should see us through the new year. I hope you have an amazing holiday season, and I will see you all very, very soon. One more time, Merry Christmas to you all, and it's the Money Man signing out for now.